Hey folks, what's happening? Welcome back to the Velvethamma show. Today I'm prepping this raw plastic bumper fascia for a 2014 Chevy Traverse. Okay? And because this is raw plastic, there's a good chance that there's mold release agent still on this plastic. So I've had it sitting out in the sun for a while just to kind of maybe bring that stuff to the surface. This is not a primed bumper cover. If it is, it doesn't act like one. Water beads up on it. So that leads me to believe it is definitely raw plastic. When you sand it, you don't get dust. But if you put water on it and it starts to bead, that tells me that there's oily contaminants on the surface of this. So I've been getting a lot of questions on how to prep these covers. And usually the aftermarket ones, when you buy them, come primed. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So basically what I've got here is this product right here, excuse me. Trisodium phosphate. Okay, this is just a heavy duty cleaner. You could probably use a waterborne wax and grease remover or something like that. But this, a lot of the tech sheets will say use trisodium phosphate to clean a product like this before applying adhesion promoter. So I've just got a bucket. And in this bucket, I just have a sponge so I can get some water. There's probably a quarter or half a cup in a couple of gallons of fairly warm water. I mean, it's almost hot, but it's cooling off because it's not real warm outside. And a gray Scotch pad, okay? And you're gonna work on this bumper until it doesn't sheet water off of it anymore. So basically that's the gist of it. There's just a lot of work on something like this, and you can see, I think the camera will show that. I think you can see that. Let's see, let's zoom here. You can see the water beads off of it right here. Doesn't really sheet off of it. So I'm just going to take this Scotch pad and clean it with that TSP. It's a gray pad. I suppose if you're going to seal it, which I am, you could use a red. But a lot of the tech sheets are starting to say finish in 600 to 800 grit before applying base coat. Not all of them are that way, but a lot of them. But basically when you're done, you want to take your bare finger across this, and it better squeak. If it squeaks, you know it's clean. And there's just a lot of nooks and crannies. I suppose you could use Comet or Ajax, but I learned this way, I don't know, a couple years ago, because I used to just use sanding paste and use a gray Scotch pad on them and just really go over them. And because I'm outside, this will dry pretty quick, and I'll be able to tell where I've scuffed and where I haven't. And I want to get this cleaned up. I've got to paint the car next week and do the body work on it. But this cover, I'd like to have it done first. Another thing you want to do when you buy your covers is fit them up to the vehicle. Now this one, unless they put it in the wrong box, hopefully I don't eat my words, I have not test fitted it yet. But this is a genuine GM part, and it was looked up by the VIN code on the vehicle just to make sure that all the parts are right. Now that doesn't mean that the right part got put in the wrong box or the wrong part got put in the right box. But chances are, I mean, if I do paint it, then, well, shame on me, 99% of the time they're the right ones. But it does happen. I mean, especially in the aftermarket world. I've ordered a couple of them and pulled the old one off and said, you know, something doesn't look quite right about it, and sure enough, they weren't the correct part. So this is getting a little bit of black off of it, so I don't know, maybe they've got some sort of primer on it. It still appears to be raw plastic the way the water beaded on it. And usually the primed ones aren't this slick. Usually the primed ones are a little rough. Got a little texture to them. So this just could be the oily residue that it's taken off of it. One of these days I'll buy a bumper stand. But for now, just for cleaning purposes, I can put it on a panel stand and just go for it. So hopefully everybody had a good week. I'm not going to make you watch me scrub this whole thing. It'll probably take me 15 or 20 minutes to get it good and scuffed. Yeah, I still got this here sitting outside. Those of you who are watching the videos, you know what that is. I was going to paint this bumper cover today, and I've still got the truck here, and I really don't want to bag it up because it's been all buffed and that. So that's basically what you got to do. You can see where this is starting to dry off. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. My fingers in these gloves are a little squeaky or wet. And that's why I need a different stand, because this is just a pain to do it this way. But yeah, that's taking all the mold release and all that off of it. It's still leaving some black on my fingers, so I don't know, maybe they do have a primer on this one, but this will work for even the primed ones too. It's just a good cleaner to go ahead and prep your cover with. With my luck, this had waterborne primer on it or something, and I'm scrubbing it off, but it does not say that it does. It does not indicate that it is a primed bumper. So yeah, there you go. So just a little quickie video for you guys, and something for you to watch. See ya.